Okay, so today's market was all about one thing: waiting. Seriously, it felt like the entire financial world was just holding its breath, and that made for a really tense, really quiet day, at least on the surface.
So, the big headline here, total indecision. You've got traders just sitting on their hands, keeping their powder dry. Why? Because that huge inflation report, the CPI, it's right around the corner. And believe me, nobody wants to make a big bet until they see those numbers.
And this slide, it shows you exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the S&P 500, the best snapshot of the whole market. It closed at 6,946, just get this, 0.06%. I mean, come on, you can't get much flatter than that. The market is basically stuck in neutral.
The Dow also kind of took a little breather today, pulling back just a tiny bit. Now, this isn't panic mode or anything. It's really just a natural pause after the crazy record highs we just saw. The market's just catching its breath.
So what's causing all this hesitation? It's a classic case of good news is bad news. We got a jobs report showing the U.S. economy added a whopping 130,000 jobs, which just blew past what anyone was expecting. Now, you'd think that's great, right? Well, for the economy, sure. But for anyone hoping the Fed will cut interest rates, it's terrible news. Here's why. A super strong economy means more people working, more people spending, and that can push prices up. That's inflation. And the Fed's #1 job is to squash inflation. Their main weapon? Keeping interest rates high to cool things down. So a hot jobs report basically tells the Fed, hey, no need to cut rates. We're doing just fine. So the economy is too strong for its own good right now.
But here's the thing. While the big indexes were sleeping, the action happening underneath, whoa, it was anything but quiet. So let's get into our deep dive, because there were some seriously violent moves in individual stocks.
All right, first up, Datadog. Ticker is DDOG. This has been such a fascinating company to watch, and today, wow, it just absolutely exploded.
The stock soared almost 17%. And we're not talking about a little hop here. This was a massive breakout on huge volume. The reason? An earnings report that just completely crushed what Wall Street was expecting. It's like the market suddenly woke up and realized this company is quietly building a monopoly in a really critical corner of the tech universe. And what I love is this metaphor, because it perfectly explains what Datadog actually does. See, they don't build the AI itself. Instead, they sell the essential tools to make sure all that expensive AI infrastructure doesn't just, fall apart. So they're selling certainty in an uncertain world.
Exactly. The real driver here is just how complex this whole AI boom is. Think about it. As companies build these gigantic, complicated AI systems, they basically become black boxes. You have no idea what's going on inside. Datadog provides what they call observability, the ability to actually see inside. And with revenue jumping 29%, the market is basically screaming that this isn't some luxury tech tool anymore. This is a core utility. It's like electricity or water for the age of AI.
Okay, let's flip the script completely. Let's talk about Robinhood, ticker Hood. This was the big reality check for retail investors today. The stock got hammered, down over 10%. And what's so wild about this is that the company actually made a profit. So this was a really sharp, aggressive rejection from investors, and honestly, it's a bit of a head-scratcher at first glance.
So what's going on? This quote really nails it. Robinhood is trying to grow up. It's trying to go from being this high-flying, crypto-fueled rocket ship to a mature, stable financial company, and Wall Street is basically saying, nope, not interested.
So let's break down the why. First off, their revenue missed the mark. Then, they warned everybody that expenses are going to go up in 2026 because they plan to spend a ton of money to chase new growth. So you've got the crazy hyper-growth days of crypto and meme stocks fading away, and now you have a company with slowing growth and higher spending. Wall Street just looked at that combo and decided, yeah, we're out. Time to take profits and run.
All right, our last stock for the deep dive is maybe the weirdest story of the day. Smurfit Westrock. It's a huge packaging company you've probably never heard of, but what it did today was just a total head-scratcher.
The stock jumped almost 11%. Now let's be clear, a packaging company. We're talking cardboard boxes, folks. They just don't make these kinds of explosive moves, especially when the reason for the jump seems to defy all logic.
And this is where it gets super interesting. This quote just perfectly captures how absurd this was. They actually had a bad earnings report. They missed their numbers, which should have sent the stock straight into the ground. Wait, so they missed earnings but still went up? How does that even happen?
It's a classic case of ignore what's happening now, buy the future. So yeah, the company totally whiffed on its short-term numbers, but then management came out with these unbelievably aggressive financial goals for the next 5 years, and investors just ignored the current problems entirely and decided to buy into the long-term fairy tale. It's a huge, bold bet that a big global industrial comeback is just around the corner.
So there you have it, 3 completely different, wild stories on a day the market went absolutely nowhere. Now let's head over to the water cooler. This is where we give you the exact sound bites you need to be the smartest person in the room tomorrow morning.
On Datadog, here's what you say. Did you see Datadog jump 17%? It's basically the nervous system for AI. Every time a company builds a new chatbot or server farm, Datadog gets paid to make sure it doesn't catch on fire. It's the quietest monopoly in tech right now.
For Robinhood, try this. I find it ironic that Robinhood tanked 10% because they want to spend more money on growth. It's like the market is telling them, we liked you better when you were just a gambling app. Stop trying to be a bank.
And for that bizarre Smurfit Westrock rally, the craziest move today was Smurfit Westrock. They missed their earnings numbers completely, but the CEO basically said, trust me, 2030 is going to be awesome, and the stock went up 11%. I need to try that strategy at my next performance review.
And that brings us to our big question for you. Robinhood is down 10% today. Is this a buy-the-dip opportunity for a future banking giant, or is the app officially past its prime?
We want to know what you think. Comment below, and make sure to subscribe to Market Fluency for your daily edge.